Hello, this is Davin with Nail Inspections. I just want to talk a little bit about thermal imaging cameras and some of the benefits of using them on home inspections. At Nail Inspections, we have a thermal imaging scan on every inspection, and this is not typical of most home inspections, so this is an added value that we give our clients. Most home inspectors do not use thermal imaging, and if they do, they upcharge you and sell you at an additional cost. So I just want to walk through some issues we found over the last few years and why it's a good idea to book with us, because these are the things you will find. This is in a house, just a typical ceiling, nothing too obvious, nothing really shows. But with the thermal imaging camera, you can see a big area. This is cold air coming through that has no insulation in this area of the attic. And several of these areas, sometimes they're small areas, they're not accessible attics really. So this is stuff that's typically missed on a normal home inspection because it's not visible with the naked eye. And if you can't get to these areas of the attic, this is stuff that is missed by, and we have that happen several times when we call these out, that the clients or the owners of the house will say, well, my inspector didn't catch that, and it's because they didn't use thermal imaging. So here's another one. You can clearly see a nice blue area. This was on a cold day. This was normal. This is where there's insulation, so you can tell that, and this was carrying through, and I think that was this area of the room right there. And it kind of carried through. This was the walkway or the front entry, and there was a small opening up there that nobody put insulation in. Some other aspects, this was from a 1970s house that had radiant heat in the ceiling. So with that, we can crank those up in the different areas and actually see the electrical coils working in the ceiling. So there's a couple pictures of that here. This is an area over the living room. So all these in the bathrooms, bedrooms worked fine, and then got to the living room and no coils. So we were able to tell that the radiant heat in this area of the house was not functioning properly. This one, we do have moisture meters that we use on every inspection also, around plumbing areas and in areas that we think may have some moisture. So in this one, we are pegging out with some moisture, but as you can see in the picture, there's really no evidence of any visual water damage or moisture in this area, and the reason we picked it up was because we had this anomaly when we went through with the thermal imaging camera. Put the moisture meter up there and it pegged out moisture. This did happen to be something that probably would have been caught, maybe not the leak itself. Up in the attic, you could see it was at a valley on the house, and the roofing, the shingles, everything looked fine. You couldn't really tell of an issue, but you could see some water running down right here in the valley and running down, and it was right below this in this area that we were getting that leak. So up in the attic, you could see a water line there, but on the roof, unable to tell anything. This one was big blue spot, water staining, and what that was, up on the roof, we went back up and double checked, and we found this crack next to, this is a bathroom fan vent cover up on the roof, and so water was leaking in that and dripping down into the sheetrock under that. And again, the sheetrock didn't show any evidence of water entry or moisture. This one was in the summertime, so it's the opposite. We were getting heat, which is picking up orange, and this area is now insulated, and this area wasn't. And on this house, I remember in particular, you can see that was this whole area. So there was this big long area of attic that was just this wide, and it was over 2 bedrooms, a bonus room, and a bathroom in an upstairs part of a house, and there was absolutely no insulation in this over that whole area. The sides had insulation, but they didn't insulate this. And this was something that was missed by 2 previous home inspectors because there's no access to this part of the attic. And it's a good 100-foot long strip, 10-foot wide area of insulation. The seller didn't believe us that there was nothing there, so we went up on the roof and removed a roof vent, looked down in there, and verified no insulation. So some other things I can do. These are, say you have a water heating system inside concrete in your floor or tiles in a floor system. We can crank them up and see where the coils are and that they're functioning. This is another one, in-floor heating system. Sometimes on electrical lines, can tell if an electrical line is overheating, not a good connection, so possible, avert a possible fire hazard by calling out an issue there. And this was up on a flat roof where you could see something wasn't sealed here and water getting in entry under the roofing itself. So those are some of the issues that we found over the years and hopefully continue to find. And these are reasons why you want to use bent nail inspections. We try to use the best equipment, the best tools to do the best job we can for you. For more videos just like this, please go to bentnailinspections.com. Thank you.